Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony. This is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today I'm here to do an early access review for Police Simulator Patrol Officers, which hit Steam about a month ago. Welcome to Brighton. Join the police force of this fictitious American city and experience the day-to-day life of a police officer. Start with citing violations and giving out parking tickets, then work your way towards shouldering more responsibility. Be part of the community of Brighton, get to know your neighbourhood and handle daily police work to fight crime during your shift. Always be tough, but fair. Respect the law and gain more experience to unlock more neighbourhoods, districts and duties. But before all that, don't forget to subscribe, tap the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, smash that like button and comment below to get the conversation started. With that being said, let's crack straight on with it. I think we can all agree that in the world of police games, we're lacking. And I don't ever understand why. Like, you've got driving, you've got FPS, you've got investigation, you've got the ability to tell so many different stories out there. And some of the best examples we have are LSPDFR for GTA 5, which is a mod. Yes, it might be the best mod in the world, but it's a mod. We've had L.A. Noire, SWAT 4, Sleeping Dogs in a way, the very rough Flashing Lights, which came out maybe a year or two ago and is still in very early access, but you know, maybe a handful at best. I just don't get it. So where does Police Simulator Patrol Officers fit into this? Well, let's first break down what it isn't. Well, this is a real simulator. You have to act like a real cop. If you issue a ticket, it has to be for the right thing. You can't just say, I'm going to do you for this, because then you'll get CP conduct points minus. You have to detain and explain to a suspect why you're detaining them. When you're driving, you have to follow the speed limit. When you're on foot, you have to cross when the green man's on. You can't run red lights. You run over or shoot a ped, well, that's shift over and you restart. You have to issue parking tickets, catch speeders and work shifts, respond to emergency calls. Some may be emergency call, some might just be expected to drive there normally. And yes, if you run a red light, you get CP points. So run the red light might give you -2, speeder might give you -2. You get 100 to play with. If you arrest the wrong person, you could lose about 50. And this impacts your XP bonus after your shift. So in the realm of police games, this is more truer form of a simulator. So instantly, if you want to have fun, shoot and run people over or ramp your car off a cliff, then probably look elsewhere. This isn't the game for you. So how does the game work? Well, you're a lone officer. Yes, you look after the whole city on your own. You work shifts, you do 5 days a week and you get 2 off. You can skip a day if you don't want to take part. You'll pick an area to patrol for the week. At the moment, there are 2 kind of districts, and then these are split into zones, which will either be a car or foot patrol and night or day. However, there are no day or night cycles as yet, so basically it's always daytime. You'll then be set a bonus objective like ticket cars, reduce crime or catch speeders. Then you do your shift, responding to emergency calls and doing more of the day-to-day stuff like finding people for littering, jaywalking, and responding to little minor car accidents that happen around you. These are kind of these ambient effects that can happen at any time. One thing I will say about this game is I love the random events that happen. You can just be like driving along and then an accident will happen in front of you, behind you, or someone will drop litter, jaywalk. As I said, it's all kind of random. Traffic is also random in this game as well, so there'll be traffic jams. Cars will have illegal tints under car lights, they will speed, they will run red lights, they won't use signals, they'll have broken windscreens, and then you can pull them cars over and issue tickets. Pedestrians, they can be searched, ask for ID. Some will be like staggering around drunk, so you might want to like talk to them and test them and stuff like that. When you speak to a ped, it'll kind of show you what they're doing, like say kind of avoiding eye contact or red eyes or the staggering or whatever. Then at crime scenes, peds also have a little bit of a say in it. They have the ability to be interviewed and you can ask them what happened. So they'll go, oh yeah, I know exactly who done it. It was so-and-so. Then you might ask someone else and they'll go, yeah, he was wearing green. The other person might go, yeah, he had blue hair. And then it'll kind of give you that way to build up that person you're looking for. There's then also bonus objectives on each area, which is kind of like ticket, cars parked. You can then ticket them for parking violations. They can be parked in the wrong area, sidewalk, blocking a hydrant, that sort of thing. Expired plates. You can also catch speeders. You'll get a radar gun and you can stand on a bridge and report them. So you hold the gun that tells you how fast they're going. And reducing crime in the area might be one of them. And that one is more jaywalkers seem to give me the most XP, so I was just catching jaywalkers constantly. And the call outs so far are muggings, assault, minor and major traffic accidents. However, major ones tend to bug out, so I tend to avoid them. DUI traffic stop areas and find a wanted person. The DUI traffic stop areas have other police cars in them, but no one else. There's no policemen hanging around or anything like that. There's also a police computer where you can do ped and vehicle checks, and they'll show you if they have insurance, what past violations they may have, do they carry weapons, what have they been done for in the past. And that's a new feature, but it's quite good. So tying into the whole gameplay thing for me is talking about simulators a little bit. Simulators are a bit of a funny one for me when it comes to gaming, because they have to hit the right balance about giving that thing that they are trying to simulate, i.e. police work in this case, and making it fun. As the last thing I kind of want to do after I've worked all day is then work again. And I think this kind of misses that fun aspect a little bit. It needs to go down the gaming route a little bit more in parts. It takes itself a little bit too seriously, and it leads to some frustrations. One of the biggest frustrations for me is the driving, which sounds a little bit weird in this game, but it can get very, very tedious because of all the things like you have to stick the speed limit and stuff. So for example, when your shift is over, so you'll get a call saying, right, shift is over. You have to return to the station where you set off. So you'll set a GPS marker and off you go. However, you have to stop at every single red light. Bearing in mind, some streets can have 7, 8, 9 lights in a row. The new district just has lights constantly. You have to stick the speed limit, which can change. So you have to look at signs, which half the time can be quite hard to spot. You have to avoid the peds that are running in and out of the road and around you and don't care if you're there or not. They can clip through traffic, but they will not clip through you, and some have quite large hitboxes. There are one-way systems that you must follow. The AI traffic can have traffic jams, and it becomes a very frustrating experience to get back to the police station after you've done your shift. And to be honest, now how I'm playing it is as soon as my shift's over, I'm ditching the car and just running. It's just so much quicker just to run. It takes bloody ages to drive anywhere if you're not on blues and twos in this game. So moving away from the gameplay and on the graphics and sound, the graphics on the whole are not too bad. The 2 police cars in the game look great. The cars in the game themselves, like all the AI traffic, all have variations. As I said, some have broken windscreens, no tail lights. Underglow lights, there'll be different kinds of paint work. There's loads of different models. There's some really nice reflections, like when your blue lights are on, it'll reflect off surfaces and stuff like that. The city and the peds have different feels. The districts stand out. Peds have a great variety of clothing and body, and also the amount of peds and traffic in the area really make the city feel quite alive. Can get a bit annoying at times, but not too bad. However, the pop-in is horrendous. You will see cars just drop in front of you, actually physically drop. They'll disappear out. Peds will vanish through walls. They'll stand and drop in front of you and move away. It can get a little bit immersion breaking. Sound on the whole, though, is a bit hit and miss. The peds sound like elephants when they walk past you. Voice acting needs some work. Like, you've just chased and tased the suspect, and it's like, can I say your ID, please? It's like you'd be a little bit more enthusiastic, or there should be like an angry one or a happy one or something, maybe different ways to communicate. Ambient noise in the city needs a bit more work as well. I think I would like to hear things like when there's roadworks, I want to hear like diggers and stuff going at it, just to add to the ambience around. And also, it would be nice if the peds maybe spoke as they were walking around, or when they've seen a crime, shout, "Hey, police, I need some help over here." Something like that. Bugs and AI, I'm not going to talk a massive amount about because it's early access. However, there's so many bugs in here. From drivers standing up in cars as they drive. You go to an accident, the ped will be stood in the car. Peds crossing the road at like 2 FPS. They look really weird. There's so many graphical issues. Crime scenes not working. Like, I've seen wanted people put in the back of vans, and then the ped model will move out the van and like hover beside the van. It's so weird. AI is also lumped into this, which will hopefully be improved. Peds will walk into walls, get stuck on cars. cars will get in your way all the time. Peds will just wander in front of you. Calling an ambulance, like they'll merge into each other. So you have like an ambulance with like 6 wheels. The ambulance crew I've just seen wandering around the city, like they get lost and can't make it back to the ambulance. And yeah, I mean, the AI is something that I hope they improve on quite a lot. I even spoke about the random traffic pulling over. So basically when you're driving, you can pull cars over with the Y button. However, because the AI is so bad, they'll get stuck at traffic lights. They won't pull over. They'll pull over in stupid areas when they do. It can take ages to pull a car over. So I don't even bother most of the time. It's just not worth my effort. And also why I'm whinging at little things, I think there needs to be in-game settings to remove things that you're going to be punished for, like jumping red lights or speeding. Again, just to make it a little bit more enjoyable at times and less simulating in real life. So that's kind of summing everything up. I think things that need adding to this game quickly is maybe like a mission. So maybe every run of 5 days there's some sort of scripted mission that happens, and there could be like 20 in the game and you have to work your way through them, you know, just to give you some incentive to keep going. There needs to be way more variety to crimes and adding more jeopardy. Like, there's no reason to own a gun in this game. You might as well just walk around with a water pistol. I want to see shootouts, bank robberies, armed suspects. Like, it says they're armed and have a handgun on them, but they won't use it. Really add some fun to that game. I want to see maybe like getting donuts and coffee to improve energy on the shift. Just something to add to that experience and make it more fun. I think maybe get rid of the XP system, make it more like a police rank system would be better. AI cops, there needs to be other cops in the city doing things. You should be able to call for backup and hear chatter on the radio, seeing them drive around, and you know, they can close a scene off for you. With assaults and stuff, the peds just roll, even if they're being run over, they'll just roll around on the ground. The ambulance comes, goes, "Hey, are you all right?" They go, "Yeah, I think I can walk." And that's fine. I want to see that improved. I want to see peds be knocked over and unconscious and you have to close scenes off, call in detectives, homicide, etc. If you're going down the simulator route, this is what would happen. I want to see conversation trees so I can ask more questions. Day and night cycle badly needs to come into the game with different crimes happening during the day than the night. And also there's no building interiors apart from the police stations. This needs to be there. You need to be able to go to crimes inside and maybe get CCTV or gather evidence or just more to add to that crime scene. So yeah, moving on to my final impressions overall for an early access game in a market that's not very well catered for. I think it's off to a solid start compared to a lot of early access stuff. It's feature rich. I think the graphics and sound are very passable. Buggy, but passable. I put about 8 hours in now, but I don't feel I'll be putting in any more time for the moment as it's getting a little bit repetitive. And the driving back to the station frustration is really getting to me now and really ruining it for me. So I just hope they change it. If they deliver on everything they're promising within the roadmap, and they're talking about adding modding in and stuff like that, then I think we could have one of the best emergency services games around. I doubt anything could beat LSPDFR just for the insanity and how cool it is in all the different cars and environments and all that. But for a standalone emergency service game, I think this could go to the top quite easily. As it stands, your paying to put into this project is long term. It's going to have at least another year of development according to the roadmap and further on. And I think it's worthwhile one to invest in if you can overlook some of the issues. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Catch you later. Goodbye.